Afternoon.
Todd, like you, the Texans do a very good job of protecting the ball. Only just a couple of turnovers. And their quarterback with only one interception as a rookie. What do you think about that from such a team with so many young players on it, including the quarterback?
I mean, it gives you a chance to win. When you don't turn the ball over, he's playing very smart football. They don't turn it over. He makes very good throws. He's got a very good arm. When you don't turn it over and you don't give up big plays, you always give yourself a chance to win.
Todd, whether it's zone or press man, how do your defensive backs or your secondary keep making more plays on the ball? How do you get to that?
Got to attack the ball. We got to see it. Number one, our vision has to expand. You know, and man, it's a little tough, but we've played a lot of zone, so we should be able to get more breaks on the football. We've been working on that all week.
I know third down has been an issue throughout the season, and I know you're constantly doing self-evaluation. When you look at the tape, are there changes that you can make schematically, or is it more a matter of guys just executing and being in the right place?
Both. As a coach, you always want to make changes schematically when something's not working, but you also have to make plays too. So coaching and playing goes hand in hand.
Todd, earlier this week you said you'd be listeners at the trade deadline. Obviously, no movement. Were the deals, I don't know if any deals are made or are proposed, but were those deals just not acceptable, or are you that confident you have the horses to make a run?
Well, that's more Jason's wheelhouse. I'm dealing with football, getting game plans ready. He'd be better suited to answer that question.
Was there a lot of calls coming in about certain players? I know there was a report out of New York that said the Jets were interested in Mike Evans.
Again, that will be Jason's answer. As far as I know, I'm in game planning. Anything serious, he comes to talk to me, but that's his wheelhouse.
Does John Wolford's role change at all now that he's on the 53? I assume there was some conversation about what he wanted to do, right, with other teams.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some conversation about it, but John's valuable to us in the meeting rooms as well as on the field. And with Baker banged up the past couple of weeks, you never want to give one away and struggle to bring somebody in here to have to learn a system. So it was more of us protecting what we have as opposed to anything else.
With his experience, is his role with Baker, like between series, more than what, say, Kyle would be able to lend just because he's been in the offense, been on the field more?
Just a little bit from a schematic standpoint. Kyle's role is just as valuable. You know, they both give him valuable advice off the field and can see things off the field that you really can't see on the field and help them adjust.
In the last few weeks, we haven't seen Baker doing as much as far as the bootlegs and the rollouts. How much does that have to do with again, the defenses that you're facing versus the fact that he, has a knee injury that's been bothering him?
Well, the defenses have done a good job adjusting, understanding what he was trying to do, so they kind of kept him in the pocket a little bit.
So it's not really a function of the knee bothering him?
No, not at all.
Cody Mauch played left tackle, obviously, in college last year. You had kind of a similar transition when you brought Luke to play left guard. Now Cody's playing right guard. How's he done in his transition? Is that something that he's running into similar issues that maybe Luke had last year, trying to make that adjustment?
I don't think they're the same issues. I think they're different. When Cody obviously can get a little stronger there, but he's seeing a lot of things at guard. He's a very smart player. I don't think they have similar issues at all. I think certain things that he's got to see and get used to the first time, but he's making the adjustment pretty good.
How do you evaluate his play so far?
Up and down. Obviously, he had some good moments. He had some moments where he learned from, but as a rookie, we expected that. But I like where he's going.
Is there anything that you think you need at all at this point to tell the team about urgency, trying to snap the losing streak? We've been slow, offensively.
Well, you talk about all that. You don't want to say urgency because we play with urgency. We got to play smarter. Obviously, we want to start faster. We've been working on that as well, doing certain things to do that. And we understand that every game is valuable to us. So the importance of how we play and what we do is not even to be discussed. But we discuss all this as coaches and as players and bring it up. But we just got to focus back on the things we do well and not have the MEs and understand what we got to do to win.
Coach, C.J. Stroud's been pretty impressive as a rookie so far this year. What really jumps out to you about his tape, and what, if anything, changes when you're approaching a rookie quarterback to play against on Sunday?
Well, I said it earlier, he doesn't turn the ball over. He's got a very quick flick wrist. He's very accurate all the way around. He knows where to go with the football. He has a good grasp of the offense. That's rare for a rookie.
Tristan Wirfs suffered that thigh injury in the first quarter and really kind of gutted through through that injury. He's had a couple more days off because that game's on Thursday. How is he feeling? How's his movement in practice?
He's coming along. He's moving a lot better than he was. It would have been had we had a game, but he's coming along. So hopefully a couple more days he'll be okay.
How about Vita Vea as far as his healing?
He's feeling a lot better.
Todd, how can you help Devin White make more impact plays, not just sacks, but tackles for losses, forced fumbles? How much do you talk to him about that?
We talk about it all the time. Coach Foote talks about it all the time with him, when to shoot the gap, when to come downhill, when to slide through. Devin does a lot for us, and in doing a lot for us, some of the plays he makes with his brain by getting other people ready. But you want to see more impactful plays from really all of them over there. But he's playing fine. We just got to get the small plays will become the big plays. You just can't press them.
I know if you're out there, you're considered healthy, or healthy enough to play, but is he limited at all? Has he been limited by the foot injury over the last few weeks?
I don't think so. I'm sure after the season he probably may have, but there's a lot of guys out there at this point of the season, that's just playing off of guts.
You guys don't utilize it, but obviously the Eagles have had a lot of success this year with it. Kansas City uses it sometimes. But what's your opinion on the tush push?
I mean, if we could utilize it and run it to the success they ran it, we'd run it, And as a defense, you got to figure out how to stop it. When we figure out how to stop it, something else to come up, and we'll work on that. It's a good challenge.
With Mike Evans, obviously to start the season, didn't get the new contract that he wanted, and he and his agent even said, hey, if you don't want to give us a new deal, trade us. That didn't happen either. How has he handled kind of the disappointment of not getting a new deal to start the season, as someone who sees him, every day behind the scenes?
Mike's been great. Mike's great. He's great at practice. He's great to talk to. We don't even discuss it.
Is there anything more, Todd, you can do to try to get the running game going, tweaking something, or is it a matter of just it starts up front?
If there was something more we could do, we'd do it. We're trying everything. I mean, I'm welcome to ideas, but we're working on it, and we'll get it together.
Todd, it's not like a full buy, but to have the weekend off, you talked about how healthy this team is, relatively speaking. Can it still have kind of that reset effect when you come back? It's a fresh start this week.
It can with a few days off. It's not a fresh start because we're kind of halfway into the season, but at the same time, mentally, the break now from now having to play 10 games in a row, it was much needed because you don't get it again.
Not noticing how good Rachaad White is in space, on those short passes. Does that make it doubly frustrating, Todd, that, him running the ball and you're trying to get him to the second level, and it's been a struggle in that regard in terms of letting him make some people miss?
Well, that part has been a struggle getting them in open space, but the short passing game has kind of helped that and added to the run game in that aspect. So however we can get them in open space, we're going to try to get them in open space. And if they're taking away the run where he can't, the passing game part where he can helps out a lot. So, it's something that's opened up for us, and we got to take advantage of it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.